Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another Zoom Thursday for the KKLT team. We are happy that for those that have joined us here and those that will be watching us on YouTube and Facebook later, we welcome you and we thank you for your time. We don't take it for granted. We know even if we don't see you on Zoom, we do see you on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. We have Mr. Karua Jonah on the panel today, and I have my co-host Richard, who's working behind the scenes. And my name is Jane Elliott, and the man on the screen is my lovely dad. I've known him my whole life, which is so lovely. And both of us have been beneficiaries of the KKLT family, and we're very grateful and thank God for each and every strand that has been in our lives. We appreciate them, and that's why we're happy to be here today. I've been a volunteer for quite a long time. I'm a previous cancer sufferer. I diagnosed with leukemia 10 years ago this week, actually. This week has been we'll call it the cancer anniversary. It's since that day, everything just changed and my life became I took a different path, because the moment cancer comes knocking at your door, everything changes. It's as if you drop everything and you take a different, you detour a little bit. My dad, on the other hand, maybe might give his story a bit later, and we've both gone through it. And sometimes I even ask God, why the two of us? And I think the answer I always get back is we're strong enough to handle it. Part of KKLT. KKLT is an organization that was formed about 10 years ago as well. Kevin himself initiated this move before he passed away. I remember the day he called me and said, "Oh, I have this new thing, and I want to." At first, he had told me I have a blog. I thought, a blog, okay. And he said, "Oh, I'd like you to have a look at it, so that I would like to raise money and raise awareness for people to donate their stem cells." So where am I going with this? As KKLT, one of our objectives and ambitions is to have as many people as we can on the donor register. The register itself has very few Black and Asian ethnic minorities. Of course, it's because the minority in this country are white and Caucasians. We understand and we appreciate it. But for us that have immigrated from other countries and most of us that were not born here, and we end up needing that bone marrow. So I was very lucky. I was in between needing a bone marrow and not needing a bone marrow. So I was very much under heavy surveillance, just in case my blood levels would fall. We say on average, a Black or Asian person needing a bone marrow might take so many tests, so many people to be tested for them to get a match. And I give this perfect example that I had about 8 years ago. If you're Black or Asian and you're standing in a football pitch, the whole stadium, everyone there can be tested and not find a match. It's really, really hard to find a match. So one of the best places to find a match is in Africa, where there's a big population for Black people, in South America, where there's a big population in America, big population of Black people, Asian, the same thing, India, Asian countries, that it works that way. It's nothing to do with racism. No, someone mentioned that, by the way, but we really, really appreciate for all those people that have been on the donor register. And we know for a matter of, we've seen evidence, we've seen people in KKLT saving other people's lives. And it's one of those things you see, you tick a box somewhere and say, I saved someone's life. So as I say, that's one of our objectives. We really appreciate that. The other The other thing we try and do is raise funds for KKLT. The charity does not run on fuel or on fumes. We actually have so many things that run in the background for these things to happen, for our events to go on. So we really, really ask people to go on our website, click on that donate button, or on our page. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we love sharing our experiences. We love sharing, we love hearing other people's experiences, and we like helping. So that's another thing. One more thing that we've been doing recently, we did it last year and we're having a repeat of it, is the project we're calling it the postcode project. Simply, we identify someone that is going through cancer. We go to them, do shopping for them, or just spend time with them, check in on them now and then, give them a call, go visit them. We try our best to visit them as often, but of course, life happens. We have lives, jobs, education, kids, and but what we've noticed, the beneficiaries are so appreciative that it makes us want to do it even more. So those are some of the objectives that we've been covering this year and last year, and we plan on doing it for a long time because we have understood that people from our communities do need this help. We do need this help. And people do appreciate. So without further ado, today is more of a, I'd say, freelance. So I want us to just have a discussion on I've got a few different questions and topics for the panel, people that are going to be on the panel today. Is it possible if I can ask everyone to just mention themselves, because I will not be able to see everyone. I can only see 3. So
I'm Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Jane. I've joined you.
Hi, Wamboi.
Hi, I'll be traveling, but I've joined you. I thought it's good I join you. Hello, Bwana Karanja. Joseph.
Karuaya, Mr. Karuaya.
Mr. Karuaya.
Thank you to both of you for joining. I was just
Winnie, Winnie is also joining. We were just chatting with her actually.
Oh, okay, that would be lovely.
Yeah, she's joining.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Hello, Stacy.
No, I'm Sandra. I'm just, they just put her name on the laptop.
Okay. Hi, Sandra. It's so nice of you to join us today, Sandra.
All right, thank you very much.
Brilliant. So the people on the panel today, just want to remind you that the session is recorded and it's going to be on YouTube and it's going to be on Facebook. So just keep that in mind. And that said, as I was saying earlier, this is going to be an informal session today. I just want us to have more of a conversation. But before that, I would like the volunteers that are on right now, what have you learned from the beneficiaries that you're supporting so far? I'll start with you, Wamboi, because you'll be traveling soon.
Yeah. In fact, I just sent a message of the one of the volunteer work I've been doing, shopping for one of our patients.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, he is so overwhelmed with the love that KKLT has given him.
Mm-hmm.
He's still recovering. And yesterday, on Sunday, I went to see him, did some shopping for him, and he was so happy. And also, I found that his sister was there, who had come all the way from the US. And she came because she thought that her brother is just on his own there, because he's obviously here on his own. And for him to see me coming in with shopping, they were just emotionally just so happy. She was so happy. She was like, I thought my brother is on his own here, trying to struggle on his own, but it's so good to know that there's this organization, KKLT, that at least pops in. And has actually, because when we go to see our patients, we don't just pop in and out.
No.
we actually spend time to talk to them, find out how they are, just have a conversation with them, remind them that they support KKLT, Kevin Carrara Leukemia Trust is there to give them the support that they need, emotionally as well, and getting the right information. So it was very good, and he has sent really good feedback to KKLT, which I will share with Veronica.
Yeah.
And also to the other volunteers, just to encourage each other that, you know, guys, keep going. We are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Jane. And
but what have you learned yourself? What have you learned
in terms of learning? I see that, gosh, it doesn't take much to help somebody.
Yes.
In terms of volunteering your time to help out. I have learned the how patients can leave somebody completely isolated, worried, almost lonely as well. And also I've learned so much about the illness itself and the impact it has, not just on the patient, but the family. As I said, you know, the patient that I've been seeing, I saw the impact it had with the sister.
Yeah.
So I have learned so much that there's a lot that can be done for patient sufferers. Sometimes they just need that little bit of a personal touch with somebody to speak to.
Yes.
To tell them that it is not, you know, there is a way around, you know, loneliness. Your worries can be, you know, somebody can talk to you about you worrying about, because, you know, the way we look at cancer, as soon as you mention cancer, people just look at the other side of, that's it.
Looks like you're the dying one.
You are on a timeout, but it is not that. I have had friends who've had cancer, and I've seen them come out on the other side and really now living their normal lives. I have learned that myself, that there is always a way out of an illness, not just cancer, but other illnesses. So I've learned a lot as a volunteer.
Thanks for
the importance of helping, supporting, encouraging, but also knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We can't even buy that. We can't buy that, what you've just learned. It's amazing. And what the impact that you know, you can't really buy impact. So thank you, Omboy. Hannah.
I think for me, I've learned about the strength of the people that are going through the chemotherapy, the emotional, the psychological, financial strength these people have, and how not only does it not only that disease affect their mind, it can affect every aspect of their lives, because when you're in a pain, it affects your mental health. And also I've learned that when you're going through cancer, you need to find like exercise so that you can keep yourself active. Don't just lay down there. You need to find something to keep you. Also I've learned about the medication, the implication of the medication, again, what it does to the physical body and also to the emotional. It's all linked, the emotional, the physical and psychological, and financially as well. I've learned that if you have cancer and you're having to travel, you know, sometimes your immunity is you have immunity, you have to take a taxi, and that's all finances. And I've learned also how, again, like one boy said, that how they also, not only does it affect them, it affects the other people around them as well. They don't know how to deal with the illness. So that's for me the learning point for me.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm going to come to you, Mr. Jonah and Sandra, a little bit later in a bit, because I'd like to hear your experiences. But today I want to talk about mood. Your mood as just anyone, whether you're going through it, whether you're supporting someone who's going through cancer. Your mood, of course, affects everything you do with the medication you take, how you relate to other people. But your mood in itself has a relationship between your physical being and your behavior, and then the mood itself. So for instance, if you have a headache, there's a higher chance you will be irritable, which is your behavior. And when you're irritable, you might be a bit snappy. You might be a bit sad. You might look a bit moody. And all these things can be as a result of what hardship you're going through. Another thing, you can be maybe due because of the medication, you lack sleep maybe, or you lack interest in doing things, all these things. You have panic attacks maybe. That's another behavior that may be caused by the medication you're taking and be caused by the cancer itself. So we have all these things that link into your mood. You will wake up today and you're in a very good mood. Maybe on that day, medication is doing its thing. You have a good diet that day, maybe. Someone came to see you that day and you're feeling like you have a good mood that day. And as I say, it will affect everything you're going to do for that day. You might be smiling to people, you might decide today I'm going to go out for a walk because you're in a good mood, or because you're feeling strong today, the pains and aches are a bit tolerable. I know you understand what I mean, Mr. Jonah and Sandra. Some days and you're feeling, today I'm okay. Or you stand up and you feel, that head, you go sit back down. You had told you, by the time you were sitting down, you told yourself, I'm going to go make some food. I'm going to make a cup of tea. I will do that laundry. I will do that. And then you get up and you feel, I cannot do that. It's, these things, your physical affects your behavior affects your mood. And the same thing, they're all interlinked in one, no matter what we do. Whether you're going through it or whether you're helping someone who's going through it, you will notice these things. And I would like, maybe let me start, ladies first. Sorry, Mr. Jonah. Ladies first. Sandra, have you noticed anything with your mood since you got diagnosed? How does it fluctuate? Is it the same? Do you find some days you're really out of it? Some days you're really in a good mood? How's your mood, Sandra?
Sometimes I can be okay. Sometimes I just wake up. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want even to touch my phone. I don't want to hear anything to anybody. I just want to be alone. So it's depending. Sometimes I just wake up happy. Sometimes I wake up down. Sometimes, sometimes I'm okay. Sometimes it's just like that. But most of the time when I'm lonely, that's the way I feel sick.
So on the days that you're alone and say no one has come to visit, or are those the days that you're more down?
No. The mood is depending that day. Sometimes just wake up. You don't want to talk to anybody, don't hear anything, you don't want to watch TV, you just want to be alone. Sometimes you wake up, you just shout to people, you just think that they're just talking nonsense. They're just what, and you don't want to listen to them. You just want to be alone. Sometimes you wake up happy, you just want to be around people. You can do whatever you want to do. It depends. But when I'm lonely, most of the time, that's the way the cancer hit me. But when I'm with people around, I forgot that I've got this, I've got this,
Sorry, just to interrupt you. Have you noticed, on the days that you're feeling down and don't want to talk to anybody, have you noticed anything with your physical being?
Not really.
In terms of, say, maybe the days that you have more headaches, the more maybe that you have more pain, and that day you're feeling, I'm very snappy today.
yeah, very snotty,
Yeah.
or
Irritated.
or very painful. When I'm very painful, sometimes I just feel lazy. You know, I just want to say, I want to go out in that bed. I want to stand up in that bed. But you just feel like you don't want it. You just think that to go there, it's a long way to go to open that door.
Yes.
So sometimes just want to be on the bed. Then I make myself say, no, devil, you're a liar. I'm waking up in that bed. I'm going to open that door.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That is so lovely. I like hearing that. That is so lovely. Mr. Karoya, share your bit. Are there days that you wake up and you're feeling, oh, today is I just want to be left alone?
Yes, that's an obvious case. And I'm really a case study about what you are talking about. And I can also say today that with this platform that you have created for us, it's very important because when we were together right now, you feel you are not alone.
Yeah.
And you have some encouragement with your life.
Okay.
In fact, as my sister has just said, mood goes with the days, because there is sometimes you want to see people, you don't want to see people. But like mine used to affect me. Right now I'm okay. I don't really say mood is taking me this or that way. Today I can strongly say I'm well. Everything is quite good, and I thank God for that. Otherwise, there is a time when you see someone coming to you, you just think he or she is coming to tell you things that you will not be happy with. And already she has come or he has come. So with the mood, it depends with the situation, with the place you are, and who are coming now and then to you. Otherwise, there is days that you are very happy when you are with others. You chat, you socialize, and something like that. So the mood has no specific time or days. You can say the mood can change. It's a changeable thing.
It just happens. It just changes. Right now you're okay. The next minute you're not.
Yes. Otherwise, I would also encourage or want to say one thing about you frontiers that you normally comes to us to visit us. Please talk to us the way now we are talking here, and make sure don't leave that man or woman without calling God, praying for him, or pray for whatever is happening, because God knows what is happening and what to come up. So remember, if you visit someone somewhere, maybe you are taking shopping for him or for her, remember to pray for him or her, or with him or with her. That is the only thing that I can comment about mood and about visiting to us, because we are happy when you come to us, because we see we are not alone.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening to you.
Okay, I came in late, but for me, finding this group, I found home and people that I can relate with, that I can, people that we can talk and get encouraged. And I've really learned a lot seeing other people that, we are in the same, like almost the same journey, in the same journey together. It's a nice thing to be able to encourage one another and to be encouraged. Okay, for me, it's post 1 year. So I don't get a lot of mood. I don't have like a lot of mood swings, but one of the things I find a lot happening is that I forget quite a bit. The things that I'm thinking before, I would not forget. Now I forget them quite often. So I'm thinking I should have, as in I'm going to do something and I completely just lose my mind, or something I completely forget. I forget someone's name and even how they look like, and I cannot even remember. I'm just to think I can't remember how their face looks. So that forgetting really happens a lot. But while I was doing my treatment, what I did a lot is because I was part of mood. Yes, mood swings would happen. As in, there was a lot of changes that were happening. Is I got into writing a lot, writing about exactly what I felt. When I wrote about, what I felt, whatever I was feeling, I did a lot of like journaling, like every day. That helped me to know the way these things are starting. They might lead to this, the next day, I know if probably I lie down a lot on the couch, I wake up feeling a bit tired. So I would record what I feel, such things, so that then they help me to know next time, probably then not to do them, or the things that made me feel better, I can do them a little bit more. Or the things I probably started out not feeling good, but at the end they made me feel wow. Then I know, because I've recorded them, then I can continue with them. So what I would say is that also writing down like daily journals on how one feels every day could really be very important, because they'll help you to monitor where you are at. And I really want to thank the volunteers. It's not easy being there in someone's life, and for us who are going through cancer times, you can feel lonely, you can feel left out, you can feel not knowing who to turn to, who can understand. And especially like now, when during treatment, people are there times when you're going through chemotherapy, doing radiotherapy, people are there because it's a sick mode. Somehow people come in. But post-treatment can be the most lonely. And I think for me, I got lonely post-treatment. After treatment, now I was done with the radiotherapy. I am down well. People that would visit a lot stopped visiting. People, as in, I felt like, oh my God, I am no one. I'm not. I'm like I used to feel like I am not well. People, please don't start to think now. People would ask, now you finished your treatment, you must be well. But I felt I was not well, because these has taken toll of my emotions, there's just a lot more than just being treated that I needed to have. And having this kind of space is very good, and having people talk to. And even for us, we continue being supporters of other people. Is if you can be able to support 1, 2, other 3 people, not even financially, even being able to encourage them to go for treatment, encourage them to that will be fine. You're adding on to, you're giving people life, because I always feel that for me, the person who has had cancer treatment before, had cancer, I feel they're able to advise me. They can tell me, like, oh, maybe this will go through. But someone who hasn't had probably cancer, times are telling me, oh, you don't eat this, or you can. I feel like they don't know. You don't even know. So for us, there's a lot more we can do, even for us to continue supporting 1, 2 other people who are also going through treatment. They don't feel like it is too late, or maybe I just started, there's nothing I know, there's so much we can be able to continue supporting. And I really love to be in this group. I really pray and hope that I can be able to pass on to this to even other other people in Kenya, instead of this, and go to encourage many people. because this kind of space is very important. Thank you.
That's amazing, Winnie. So I think we've learned today that journaling is very important when people are going through chemotherapy, because I think, like you say, the treatment is quite harsh. It's quite harsh, and it affects people in a lot of way. Memory, makes depression, anxiety, all sorts of negative emotions. So it's very important that that you learn that people can journal and write down how their feelings as well. You may not even be forgetful, but sometimes you can write how you are feeling at the time. And sometimes it's good when you read back how you are feeling at that time and how you're feeling now. And I think you also talked about how for us, like when people are supporting people with cancer, how we see them when they are getting the chemotherapy during the time when they are very sick, and then we withdraw back, but that's not what you don't want us to do. That you want us to be around, because even though we think, oh, you've got now you've gone through the I don't know, seven stages of chemotherapy, you are well now, but really and truly you're still going through. It's a journey. I think it's us being mindful. Just because you've gone through the chemo, it doesn't mean that we need to lessen our visit, our contact, because you still need us. You still need us. So that's amazing. Thank you so much, Wina. I really enjoyed your talk with us. I mean, you bring us so much joy. You're like a ray of sunshine. You're obviously in Kenya. There's more sunshine than here. So so we really enjoyed your topic.
Thank you.
And you continue. And I know that you're gonna help so many people in Kenya that will need will need that support, because not a lot of people have got that support. Like you said, not a lot of people have got that support. They need people like you, like KKLT. Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Oh, we are well, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for asking.
So we just wanted to find out what you have learned through KKLT. Is there anything that you're able to tell us? You're doing like a panel today, just to like reflecting on what we've learned from the many times you've been attending these group sessions and stuff like that.
Okay, I've had like a bad week, so my brain is very brain fogged. But just the one that just jumps to me is like, you're not alone. Even though it feels like a lonely journey, with KLT, you feel like you have that support, like there's always somewhere to fall to. In many ways, whether it's someone comes to visit you, whether it's a phone call away, there's always someone. Yes, that's the main one that like jumps to me, but there's a lot. But just to feel like you're not alone, Yeah.
And I just wanted to add to what Irina said. I think when you think about the loneliness that also Winnie talked about, that when she started her chemotherapy, just the understanding that not many people understand cancer. They think because you always say, oh, she's having a chemotherapy. But as Winnie said, it's how do you then carry on supporting that person? And I think for me, one of the things I've really learned working as a volunteer at KKLT is the fact that just because they're having the chemotherapy, just because they have recovered, they still have, that shock that they were actually ill. They still need that support. Because it takes a while, I think, for even for your emotional being that you are at the time, you emotionally wrecked, just thinking, why do I have this dreaded illness? The support that you get after that. And I'm saying that because as you know, I had friends who had cancer, and even when they recovered completely and they were cleared, it took them such a long time to come to terms that they had that cancer. So it's a continuation of that support. And I think this group, for those who join, someone like Winnie who has joined, is just to encourage the ones who are going through the treatment now, that you see, you can live a normal life. There is support out there. And I really look forward to seeing Winnie starting something in Kenya for people to know that there's a place that they can go and talk about it. As we know, Kenya, it's still, you know, when you talk about cancer, it's still very stigmatized. People still don't want to talk about it. But I think it will be a good way to encourage and for people to know that there is a platform that they can actually quietly go into a Zoom call and talk about it, even after they have been treated and recovered. So it's just a point I wanted to raise, because I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot through KKLT, a lot. The importance of listening. Sometimes it's just listening to them talk, not saying, yeah, so how was your chemotherapy? You know, sometimes we just, the buzzword for people who have not had the illness is chemotherapy, because that's the only word that you know. But it is the other things that Veronica has talked about, that the effect of it. So yeah, so that's all I wanted to say, that the support will be, I'm sure in Kenya will come very, very handy to know that there's a platform. So Winnie, we will support you if you are to start something.
Thank you so much. Sorry, there's something I want to add. That I really, I don't know, maybe I'm sure maybe the others here can relate to those going through cancer. For me, after now the treatment, because at that point, as in, of course, going through treatment is that I'd put everything, as in everything down, means my business, finances, everything was, you know, like I wasn't focusing on thinking about that. But of course, now after finishing treatment, is now, of course, now everyone, it feels like you need to start off life, as in, your bills are there with you, you know, now your bills are back with you, things are normal. And I felt totally overwhelmed, because as I'm thinking, okay, now I'm not sick. That means I can't, as in you can't use the card of I am, as in no one is not, I know I am not strong enough, but no one thinks that card of I am sick is a card anymore. No one is accepting that you actually, as in, like, you're sick, you can be able to do, why can't you pay your bill, why can't you pay that, then as in, why can't you do the things that you're supposed to be doing? And it felt extremely lonely. It felt like nobody could understand that what I was going through. I didn't have the same energy that I had to run for my business. I didn't have the things to do. So, and even things, as in, one of the things that I could totally experience is, like, you know, like the sex drive was not there anymore. I am married, I have a husband, I want sex, and it's not, as in, it's you're thinking, how do I go about this? You know, it's one of those things that are not necessarily discussed, you know, because when you tell people, you know, probably my libido or my sex is down, and they're like, no, it's not anything much, but it is everything, because that is part of life. And so there is a lot more, especially on, as in, that is not talked about. When someone says, I am going through this, everything is important to them as they're talking about it, however small. And I know the part that is completely not discussed. I know, I remember asking my doctor, what am I going to do? As in, sex drive, I want to continue driving, you know, because part of my life, I am still young. And since it's not really discussed, it can be under the table, and you can just be suffering alone and thinking there's nothing you can do. There's so much that can be done. And I thank God that, you know, I'm back to where I'm supposed to be, or rather where I think I should be. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Winnie. Winnie, yes, you're amazing. I mean, we are people that support people with cancer. Those are the things we don't know. We don't know. We don't understand why. We don't understand why today, when I'm speaking to you, you're grumpy, or why you're moody. I don't understand why you just went through treatment. Why you still lying down? Why you saying that you're tired? Those are the things a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that that after cancer comes the implications of the treatment. Body changes. So many things happen. It affects various, and people don't know these things. So, and I think for us is, as volunteers, is having more empathy, I'm being able to, so now if now next, when I meet somebody with cancer and I notice that today, that they seem like they were not themselves, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna, think, you're just being miserable. I'm just gonna think, oh my God, they are, it could be as a result of, what they're going through.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. You're a nurse, you're the front line, and I think it's so good that it was you hearing from you, because you understand it better than some of us who are just volunteering. But yeah, it's been such an amazing, for me, it's been an amazing journey being a volunteer with KKL. I never knew I could learn so much, and I don't take any illness, not just cancer, for granted. But most of that is because I have learned a lot just via KKLT, the devastating some of these illnesses can be, and the support that people need around. So now me even helping this man, he's in his 70s. So we are not talking of a young person. And just the joy of seeing somebody coming and speaking to him and helping him out, and it just makes such a big difference in their lives. So, it builds us to understand the importance of helping, supporting, removing loneliness for people who can, and reaching out. So it has even built me more to sort of look at that as something, as almost like a gift when Veronica has, to try and bring people together to discuss cancer, and also to see how they can help cancer sufferers, and to give them that hope that they are not on their own. So yeah, I can only say many thanks to Veronica for starting the organization, and for me learning so much from it.
Kaki, have you got something to say?
Let's see.
She's probably on mute.
Let me come in and just say hello.
Ah, brilliant. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Hi, Kaki.
Hello, and thank you so much again for just coordinating this and moderating it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. As Hannah and Wamboi was talking, I was really thinking about footballers watching the football, and the person who's playing the football is really, really different.
True.
Because the person who's landing in the field feel all the pain. Even when they score the goal, we just celebrate the goal. And the person who's going through the illness is facing all the symptoms, psychological and physically, financially, every turn and twist are going through. And having Winnie and other people sharing their journey, and having a platform where you can share that with others.
Yes.
It's just a blessing.
It is.
And it is a huge thing also, even people who have shared and people who have sat here to listen, because we can learn from each and every one. You can even learn from somebody who you think there is nothing. We don't stop learning. And that's the only beauty of being alive. You can only keep on learning. So my thing is, how do we keep this going? How do we keep this information spreading? How do we keep supporting each other? So that was my challenge, to hear all this, and also thinking about what Winnie is sharing. She's back in Kenya, and things are very different. The pain you can say the pain, every pain is different, but it's pain. So that was the question. How can we keep this going? How can we keep all people coming and giving us more information to teach us, so we can keep on learning? Because there is never enough information, especially things keep on changing, and people's experience are different. Because if you have somebody else here, their experience is different. How do we keep on learning? So that was the challenge that I was left with. And I don't know the answer, and I'm not expecting an answer.
Well,
I'll
try and give you an answer. One of the best things that we as an organization have been doing is trying to reach out to as many people that are suffering with cancer. So every day there's a new person being diagnosed. So our aim is to reach out to those people. That's our main aim, to reach out to those people, be there as soon as possible, because for some of us, we didn't have this sort of help immediately. So trying and being there as much as we can is very, very helpful, because we've seen it and it's worked. So this project that we're going through now, we've seen how helpful it's been to people, and we've seen that it's actually helping spread the word. So it's spreading the word that cancer actually exists, but also it's spreading the word that, look, you can have cancer and you can survive and you can live long. So that's sort of, as you say, the information that is out there. A lot of information is out there, but when cancer is closer to you, you understand it more. And that's one of the main things that KKLT has been doing, and it's been doing very well. So yes, your challenge, it will still continue. We will still continue spreading the word and educating more people and helping more people.
Thank you. Actually say yes. Then thank you so much for Kaki for sharing. One of the ways that, as in for me, I realized that the more I continue to share my story, is that then because when I now, as in I share this a lot on the social media and my friends and talk about it openly, is that I also get people that I don't necessarily know me who reach out to me. And what I did is then I formed a WhatsApp group that was like a support group,
like a help
where
line.
then that we people that, as in us who are now who have the cancer, have somewhere we can ask questions. We can be able to know somewhere that we can be able to talk to each other. Maybe one of the things I didn't, as in that probably I should be able to do now, is have something like this, like a Zoom like this, that other people can come in and learn this. Because the aim when I started out is that we can share our story. Other people need to hear. We need to hear our own stories, and other people need to hear our stories. Because also when we tell our story, we relate to it more. And as in, yes, of course, in Kenya there are bigger challenges, and actually probably the bigger challenge is, someone else calls me and tells me, Winnie, I'm going for chemotherapy, but I have no food. Or maybe I'm coming for chemotherapy, but I have nowhere to stay. I'm supposed to stay with even not my brother or my cousin in their home, and that house is small. Probably they'll be sleeping on the floor. But in that home, probably there's no food. So even being able to support with food, also reaching out to people, I think that also is something. So I know I'm putting out my plea to you people to help you. Currently, I am, as in I said, I'm visiting UK, but I'll be back home in the next 1 month or thereabout. But even if you, as in, just bring out, let me just put my, as in whatever needs I might have here, is that then I must support, especially for with the prosthesis, the breast prosthesis. If there's somewhere that someone I can be able to get them, and the bra. Because that is probably a big need, someone having the bra with the pocket, or having the breast where they can get them, or that is such a big need. It is really an extreme need, because you find women, as in my daughter makes, and I give them out, and she makes, and then you give to someone, you see life changes.
Yes.
It gives them something like, oh really, they don't know what to put on their breast, and having that breast, and especially, and I'm talking about the breast cancer and food. Even I was talking to one lady, I saw a story last week, and I called her, and she's at home. She has stopped. She's not going for chemotherapy now because there's no food. Because she can't go for chemotherapy because she has no food. And I'm thinking, oh my, this is not even acceptable. It can't happen. But then that is the kind of needs that we have. And for me, I'm going to use my website, my ePrepare platform, to be able to create food bank for people that can especially going through cancer and chemotherapy, and that have no food, that you can be able to raise that.
That would be brilliant. That would be so lovely.
Are you able to share us those details? Because you can put us on it. Some of us don't mind being in your group so that we can help you. So, because I think that's when you mentioned for me, I think the food bank is very important.
Yes. So I'm guessing what exactly we're doing here, we can sort of subsequently do the same there. Today we've had an informal meeting. We started talking about the KKLT objectives. We spoke about a bit about mood and how mood affects our daily behaviors and the physical. So we spoke about that. We also shared, most of the volunteers shared their experiences and what they've learned from their beneficiaries. And we also, so for you, I'd really ask, what have you learned from your beneficiaries?
Actually, the most important thing that I've learned is that you sometimes as a volunteer do not understand the impact that you have on on my beneficiaries, because I never thought that just going that little mile meant like I've gone 10 miles for them.
Yes.
And that really was fulfilling to me. And knowing that we as KKLT can be able to make a difference
in
somebody's life was really satisfying. So, that is one thing that I've seen in all my beneficiaries, is that they have all like wholeheartedly appreciated, they have never seen anything like this. And yeah, so that really makes me more passionate about what I'm doing. And I look forward to linking up with them and hearing from them and getting feedback from them, and looking for other people that most probably that they know that I can be able to be of that little help that I am to them. Yeah.
Thank you, Jane. It's amazing. And for you, I can imagine it's a bit different because you do this as a job and also do this as a passion.
Yes.
Oh, it must be extra rewarding for you.
It is rewarding, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
And even seeing, and I think it's seeing people outside the hospital, in their homes, and seeing people outside, a doctor, healthcare providers relationship into an outside relationship of where, when sometimes people come into hospital, they look up onto you as a healthcare provider to fulfill their needs, to help them.
You're their Jesus.
So outside there, it's totally a different ball game, and it's good to see both sides.
I received a message from one of the beneficiaries on Sunday, and he said, thank you, Jane, for today. Thank you for the KKLT. I'm just paraphrasing, KKLT family, and I have managed to fill my kitchen cupboards, and that was just enough for me, because he was looking forward to the next time I was going to come, and I didn't realize he was actually looking forward for the next time I was going to come. I've spoken to him on the phone. So when I went to see him, and I wasn't there for such a long time like I was the time before, but we did a bit of catching up. And on that day, he said, I've been in such a bad mood yesterday and today, but just seeing you changed everything. And to me, I just felt as if I have done, it's like I've given someone $1 million pounds. It was amazing. And knowing that I've left that home, having changed someone's mood for the day, so it put a smile on their face, it was so rewarding, so rewarding. And I said, don't worry, I will not stay this long before I come see you again. But and I did call. I did I aim to give him a call at least every week. And it's lovely. It's really, really lovely just to hear people and what impact we have on them. So yes, that was one of my beneficiaries' feedback. I don't know if anyone else has anything else to say.
Yeah, just for the benefit of the ones that were not here, just to talk also, when you talk about feedback, I went to see this man that is also one of the beneficiaries, and the sister who came all the way from the US because she thought the brother was completely on his own and lonely, only to see me walk in with all this grocery. The woman went into tears that there's a group called KKLT that is there for her brother. And that to me was not just the impact that KKLT does, but also it is the impact that that our beneficiaries feel that they are no longer on their own. So I get text. Sometimes you'll just send me a text message. Hi, Omboy, how are you? And I'll send a recording just so that he feels he's got somebody to speak to.
Oh, that's a good idea, Omboy.
So that is not a bad thing to do. Just record a message. Hi, so and so, how are you doing? Just know I'm here. Let me know how you're getting on. And he finds that just really, really encouraging for him because he knows he's got somebody he can talk to, because sometimes, as Stacy said, not Stacy, I know her laptop says Stacy. Yeah, Sandra, she feels that who do I need to speak to? You feel like you're completely on your own. So that is definitely an impact that KKLT has brought.